Hi guys. So the last video I did got cut off because my phone rang and I answered it. But anyways, I finished putting the ribbons on both sides of the skirt. So you see here, front, back, the pattern looks good. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put pockets. I'm going to show you how to do the pockets. So you're going to need, I have this little cutout that I use, and I'm going to fold, I have two pieces, and I'm going to fold this in half and cut again from the fold. So do this. Let's see. Just use a pen and trace it out. And then cut the two pieces apart. And there's your two pieces. And then, but you have to do the other side because one of these will be, they won't be the same for the same size because the pretty side with the pretty side, remember? Right. So now that you have 4 pieces of cloth, you take 2 of them and put them together facing each other, like that. And then you take the other one and face each other. So then, when you're placing them on the skirt, you are going to be facing, so these 2 are for the other side. Oh, actually, oh, these are the wrong side. Hold on a second. See what I mean about these little frame parts? Anyway, so you're going to sew this onto the skirt, the pretty side facing the pretty side. But before you do that, you need to measure the top of the skirt where the elastic is going to go. So I would say this is all going to be for the elastic. So I'm going to fold it down like this. So most likely, I'm gonna, here, hold on a second. Measure about 2 inches at the top. 2.5 inches actually from the top. 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. So that tick, where I made that tick here, that's going to be where the top of the skirt is. Once I fold this over, so it's going to be like that. So from that tick, you want the skirt, you want the pocket, you don't want the pocket to be too low down, because you're going to be like trying to put your hands in your pockets down there. So from that tick, I would say go about 2 inches down from there. I don't want to make a tick on the nice side of the skirt here. Maybe just a little one. So that's where you're going to line up your pocket. I'm looking for my pins and they're on my wrist. And then just pin it in place. And do the same with the other side. And then once you do the same with the other side, you're going to sew that pocket onto this side of the panel. You're only going to sew this here onto here, and then when you have both pockets, when you have all 4 pieces on both panels, then you can sew the panels together. But we'll get there. So for now, let's get this other pocket on here. Measuring is really important in anything that you do. So let's see here. I said 2.5 inches. So it's about the same place. This pen is being weird. Okay. Come on. And then from there, we want about 2 inches down. There you go. And so now when we sew these pockets on the side here, we're going to, you could use a zigzag stitch, but I'm just going to use a straight stitch to sew along here on both sides. Okay. So let's do that here. Turn this over to straight, and when I do a straight stitch, I usually do 2 on the length and 3 on the width. And right, here we go. So line this up. There's your one side is sewn on here. All right, so let's do the other side. pieces of thread everywhere. All right, so there's the two pieces sewn onto the panel. And so see, when you put the other ones on the other panel and you sew it together, that's going to be on the inside. And you'll see that when we're done. So I'm going to go sew the other two on the other panel. And then I'll come back and maybe we'll just sew the panels together today. And I might try to get some supper in here at the same time. All right, so I'll be back.